Yeah, a lot of people come to me saying, I want a trust. And I go, okay, there are a lot of different kinds of trusts. What kind of trust are you talking about? And what do you think this trust is? Because there's a lot of misinformation out there from Google. A revocable living trust is usually the kind of trust people are talking about when they say, I want a trust. A revocable living trust, I think of it like a bucket. You basically, the goal is to put all of your assets into that bucket before you die. Anything in that bucket gets to avoid probate. Yay. Like it gets to avoid probate because it's titled not in your individual name at your death, but in the name of the bucket. Anything in your individual name at your death that does not have a beneficiary designation and is not titled jointly with rights of survivorship or something like that has to go through probate. So some people go, okay, I want a trust. And I go, okay, let's talk about your assets. Let's talk about what you have. Okay, you've got a house that's owned by husband and wife. Both are on the deed. Great. You've got a bank account, a joint bank account with rights of survivorship. Okay, that's going to go to surviving spouse upon first spouse's death. And then you have beneficiaries after that, your adult kids. Great. You have a car that is owned jointly, and you've both signed the title where it says rights of survivorship. It's a really easy way to get that through rights of survivorship without having to go through probate to the surviving spouse. And you have like an IRA, okay, that has, again, a beneficiary named. So that's going to go to the beneficiary. It avoids probate. The only thing that is going to go through probate is the house. So do you need a trust? Well, a trust is the real benefit of having a revocable living trust is that it gets your assets out of probate. Most of your assets are going to avoid probate anyway in this situation. So having a revocable living trust isn't necessarily going to give you that much of a benefit. Yeah, you could put your house in the trust, but you could also just do a transfer on death deed or a ladybird deed. It'll get you the same effect where your beneficiary will be able to take ownership of the house without having to go through probate. Now, there are some instances where, like, if you have minor kids, you can't name a minor kid on a transfer on death deed or a ladybird deed. There are some issues with deeds where it's like, oh, well, if this person dies and I really want it to go to charity or I want it to do this and that and that, you can't say all that in a deed with all the contingencies. So if you have those particular situations where it's you have specific order that you want it to go in, or if you have minor kids that you want it to go to, then yeah, maybe a trust might be a better option for you. But otherwise, I think I do a lot of just wills with transfer on death deeds, and it's surprising how many people that works for when really the only asset that will go through probate is the house. And it works well for them because it's like, oh, well, at my death, I just name this beneficiary and it's easy. So I kind of like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that different from other states? Is that something unique to Texas, or how is that nationwide? They
Right.
have that kind of option?
Not all states have transfer on death deeds. Most do, but I know for a fact that like Mississippi does not. So you wouldn't be able to necessarily do a transfer on death deed in every single state. You might have to do the revocable living trust option. Certain states also, California, Illinois, New York, you need a revocable living trust generally because probate is just, everybody does them because probate is just awful and expensive. Yeah. So yeah, it is state specific.